Good day, everyone. Welcome to the weekly note of GTC Traders. This is a feature we do each week, as you can tell if you click on the little category for the GTC weekly note. This is something that we do each week. If you are new, I am the senior partner of a separate private proprietary firm, and we decided, hey, how about we put our weekly note up? We're not by any means the only one that does a weekly note. This is something that's very common among many firms, weekly note or a daily note. And we thought, hey, how about we just make this real easy on ourselves? How about we just copy and paste sort of our weekly note from our private proprietary firm and put it over here on GTC Traders. So that is what we do. And the article itself has all of the vagaries, usually, of different thoughts as far as the economic calendar for that week and what we see in interest rates and various markets. If you're sort of curious about a weekly note, if you go to the GTC Traders YouTube page and you look at something like the playlists, so you click over at the playlists, come down here, go to the GTC weekly and daily note playlist, look at the full playlist. The first three, maybe even the first four videos really describe why so many firms do this. Okay, so why so many firms have a weekly and a daily note, really what is the value of a weekly and daily note, what it is and what it is not. So that's just for folks who are new. And then, as I will now, I usually yabber on about the vagaries of each week. So today it would be April the 10th, 2024. It is 7:43 a.m. as you see on the screen in front of you. Today we have CPI, we have core, we have Fed minutes coming out later, and then later in the week we have PPI. So a lot of inflation data this particular week. A lot of Furu types will, I don't know, they just sort of mess, try to pre-record things and say we said this and then delete any misses that they had. Basically the real approach that I and the other guys at GTC Traders have said we would like to take is just giving you the brutal, honest truth. Just brutal truth. Truth is nobody knows. Okay? Nobody knows what this binary release is going to be. Sorry, but they don't. There's a consensus. There's a forecast. We can have our own thoughts. But nobody knows. Anybody that says they can predict the future, A, they're either God, which I don't think you're God, or B, they're either stupid or they're lying or they're both. Okay? Anybody that tells you they can predict the future in the markets is either a liar or they're dumb or both. That's the brutal, honest truth of it. I don't know what this release is going to portend. I know I have positions. We've got our TLT position. By the way, those dotted lines are not my strikes. That's just what I've been talking about all week in the Twitter stream. So, we've got our positions, TLT, got our USO position. We have our gold position. Boy, that thing's been on a tear, hasn't it? Gold. I know my physical bullion holdings. See, I'm always in the mode of just enjoy it when it runs higher. And yes, I do have physical bullion holdings when I'm not actually trading the instruments, the screen instruments. And it's nice when they're rallying, but I'm just more of a guy that likes to buy. I'm a guy from Appalachia. You know what people from Appalachia like to do? They like to buy shiny things. So, I mean, it's nice enjoying the rally, but I was hoping we could get some more puke point for some more buys, but we just didn't happen to. So we're now in the mode of just letting things run, right? But we got our GLD position, and there's the spiders position, which has been acting perfectly on the delta. The vol's been giving us a little fits, right? But regardless, we'll adjust accordingly for whatever the release is, according to how you trade that particular, strategy. But as far as the release itself, nobody knows. Nobody knows. That's different. And I talk about this often, is that if you're going to develop some thoughts on macro, which I think it's good to do because then you know your environment and the environment in which you're playing. That way when things go sideways, you're not surprised. But if you're going to develop thoughts on macro, do so in a Bayesian manner, right? You don't take a binary event like PPI or CPI or any news coming out on Fed minutes, you don't take some binary event and just make your decision off that binary event. No, you accumulate a few sort of informational points. And as everyone knows, I've been in the higher for longer camp, but I'm sort of sliding into the higher for longer plus. Some people are calling it higher for longerer, right? But higher for longer plus, I'm sort of sliding towards that. But that's because I'm, what did I say? I'm going to accumulate a few months worth of data. February, March, April. Let's see where we're at. So it's if you're going to sort of develop some sort of consensus thesis view, if you're an aspiring trader and you sort of want to know, okay, yeah, I want to know what's up with macro. How do I do that? Just so I know the environment I'm in rather than necessarily trading it, then just taking a bit of data. Okay, I see guys making all these sort of harebrained, wild extrapolations from one binary news release. Don't do that. Right? Take in a bit of data before we make any sort of stance as to sort of the environment we're in. That being said, it's now 7:48 a.m. Eastern Standard Time, and we're going to say this before the release. We have no idea. Nobody does. Okay, what this release is going to portend, or PPI, or later on, or Fed minutes later on, nobody knows. We'll see what we get, and then we will manage our risk on individual trades. Make sense? That has been our thoughts. Nobody knows. How's that for an update? I was talking with a partner one time. He's like, in another project that we had going on, and he's like, wouldn't you love to just like have this just take off and be interviewed by one of these people on, one of these financial news networks? So what do you think this beats me? And just be able to say that just beats the heck out of me. How does anybody know? Right? Because they love narrowing down and what's your prediction for this? I have no idea. I'm a trader. I don't predict. I don't need to know. I don't know, and I don't need to know. So that has been our thoughts. Our thoughts are beats us. And that has been just GTC thoughts, good till cancel, and that has been what it's always been. It's simply been our thoughts, not yours, for whatever the heck day it is. As always, stay safe, trade well, and remember that love doesn't cost a dime.